Hey, everybody. In addition to accessing our alternate Sunday episodes as well as the Thursday sessions as soon as they are released by subbing to our Black Kluge tier on Patreon, we're also pleased to announce that individual episodes will be available for purchase going forward at a cost of $3 per episode.
But I do follow Hunter Schaefer, so maybe that's why the algorithm brought him into
That was how
Ladyboy.
it started, yeah. That's how it started. And they said, well, let's see where we can take this with him. So they start
This guy
pushing
likes
the edges
Ladyboy.
of the envelope.
Yeah, they're pushing me into a lifestyle. I don't know.
Yeah, you're being groomed, Howard.
I'm being groomed. I like Ladyboy. Don't worry. Oh yeah. And the guy's like, well, how would we have a baby? Oh, don't worry. We make baby in my butt. It's okay.
Do you watch Euphoria on Sunday nights?
No.
On HBO? I love that show. I don't know why. I just do. It's a bunch of kids fucking up and doing drugs and shit. And
Yeah, I'm not into that.
I'm a big Zendaya fan, and I'm a big Hunter Schaefer fan.
Okay.
Every time I
don't
see
like
Hunter
to see
Schaefer,
people running around being miserable.
I like that. I relate to it. And I like watching kids. I like Zendaya. And I like Hunter Schaefer.
But, she's miserable.
Hunter Schaefer used to be, was born a boy, and now he's a woman. I like him. What can I tell you? I like her. She's very intriguing to me. I mean, I'm like, every time I watch her, I say to my wife, I can't believe she used to be a he. Just, I watched the show mostly for just to look at her. So, I like it. I wish they
odd. That's odd,
I love
you're
that.
not letting
I
her
love
be
it.
her. You keep reminding yourself she used to be a he.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm odd. I didn't say I wasn't odd. What do you want from me?
Okay.
I'm odd.
I just want to point it out.
I go, she's got a damn good body. You know what I'm saying?
You know who is, when you said who do you think of immediately, she is fucking stunning. I stared at her face because her face is just perfect. Amy
I know who you're going to say. Hunter Schaefer. You know what, man? Beth thinks I'm leaving her for Hunter Schaefer. I follow Hunter Schaefer
Who
on
is
Instagram.
Hunter Schaefer?
Hunter Schaefer is trans. And she's on the TV show. And she still has balls and penis, by the way. And the other day, I was talking about Hunter Schaefer, and Beth goes, "You're in love with Hunter Schaefer." I said, "That's right. I am in love with Hunter Schaefer." She goes, "Yeah, well, what are you going to do with Hunter Schaefer?" I go, "I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that works." But I go, "I don't know. I don't know what's doing down there."
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to QF, a podcast about Howard Stern. I'm your host, as always, Fillmore, a.k.a. Jim Fix. Welcome to all the new listeners who have come aboard in the wake of Howard's lawsuit. A lot of people have jumped back on the train. Welcome back to Patreon. Welcome back to YouTube, whatever. It always happens when there's some kind of news article or something involving Stern that actually gets some play. I'm here, of course, with the breakdown specialist assassin within arms, Miss Raven Alexis. How are you, my dear?
Hey, Fillmore. What up, QF world? Welcome everybody. The show is shittier than ever, and Howard is more of a monster than ever. And he's still trying for that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and we're going to hear about it till the end of time, till he croaks. Even once he gets in, he's still gonna just be up. For some reason, he's up Jan Winter's ass.
Yep.
And the guy was ousted for being a misogynist racist. But he's determined to believe that he's still pulling strings as a puppet master. And he had him on 4 years ago in an interview on the show. So there's some sort of velvet rope pink mafia thing going on there, I think.
He's being he's being a little bitchy.
It's the best word is insufferable.
Yeah.
To describe this, because it's nonstop every day now since they've announced the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Nancy Wilson has been up his ass, and I don't know what to do with it. I mean, other than just let you guys know what he's saying on the show, acting like he didn't see the article.
Yep.
Like, fuck off. No.
In case you're wondering, guys, what we're talking about is there was an article in Rolling Stone by this author named Melina Saville. And I can only get a portion of it on her own page. It just says, this is part of the article. Stern was a toddler when Elvis thrust his pelvis on national TV, and he was far too young to book the Beatles. But Stern has achieved something professional that is perhaps even more special, certainly more rare. Stern has dedicated his career to excavating the emotional landmines and complex origin stories that shape the lyrics, the songs, the chart-topping hits, and that land singers and songwriters into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Whether it's Paul McCartney or AC/DC or Madonna, Stern's gift rests not in his ability to ask the right questions, which he does, but the freedom he affords each guest to lay bare who they actually are, often revealing deep, dark secrets. That willingness to share comes from the safe space that Howard Stern has built and nurtured. And so that's from this Puff piece. What you don't know is I came across this little article. Mm-hmm. And the article was originally called It's Time for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to Recognize Howard Stern, which, by the way, if that didn't, like the minute you saw that, I know you said the same thing. Fucking paid plug.
Yeah, Buchwald.
Yes.
Total Buchwald article.
So I did a little research, guys. I was going to do this originally with the start of the rebuttal, but I thought we may as well go into it because he's going to start talking about it in this day, and then we're kind of playing with time in terms of Tuesday, Monday clips. I found this on The Guardian, from 2021, January 23rd. Rolling Stone magazine is offering thought leaders, quote, the chance to write for its website if they're willing to pay $2,000 to shape the future of culture. Mm-hmm. So this is, it says, okay, this storied magazine, which has published journalism by writers including Hunter S. Thompson, Patti Smith, and Tom Wolfe. I wouldn't call fucking Patti Smith a writer, but go ahead. Approached would-be members of its new Culture Council by email, telling them that they had the chance to join an invitation-only community for innovators, influencers, and tastemakers. Now, we understand print media has been dead for so long, a lot of people had to find employment elsewhere. I mean, Maureen Callahan's doing her own podcast. I don't think it was just for the simple fact that she wanted to do a podcast. I think her bottom line was she was getting squeezed out because print media is now online media, and they pay a fraction if they pay anything.
Right. AI has taken over. And sadly, this has now become, Rolling Stone is now a pay-for-play publication. Mm-hmm. So anybody can write a puff piece. Now, the only distinction is it won't be an editorial. Yes. It'll be a commentary by basically anybody that wants to push a product. Mm-hmm. So the product in this case is Howard, and it was almost like him and Bowie sat down and tried to write it, and then a real writer took over and polished it up. Yes.
Now, the thing it says here, when 2,000 in this case means you pay a $1,500 annual fee, then $500 up front, and to have the opportunity to publish original content to the Rolling Stone website. Basically, what they're saying is, you suck our dick. You give us $2,000, whatever. Basically, you'll have the chance to put whatever you want in the thing. Now it'll be listed here, of course, in the piece. Pieces already published as part of the scheme include a set of positive predictions for the future of the cannabis industry by a PR executive who represents a cannabis producer, and a piece praising the social nature of sports betting by the founder of an online sports betting community. So,
right,
it's I can't remember the name, but it's like when restaurants pay for a review that's positive.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, it's absolute payola, and it's no different than, like Alan Freed, the DJ who got busted for payola back in the day and really lost his career, did the same kind of shit. And Rolling Stone's doing this, of course, because they're skint. They don't have any money.
No, they've been losing money for years and had to make cutbacks left and right.
Yep.
But what I find funny is that Bowie and Howard and Hine all have votes in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like, they're voting members. Yeah. When did that start, and is it related to this? Is getting a vote part of the pay for play? How long have they been doing this?
Become a voting member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, I just want to see how this works. Voting members of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame are not selected through an open application process. Rather, they are invited, consisting of over 1,200 industry experts, including artists, historians, and music professionals. Members are chosen by the Rock Hall's board of directors based on expertise, influence, and industry involvement. I bet you $10 that's horseshit, and it's also payola based.
Influence, money influences people. Yep. So that would qualify. And that's why Bowie gets invited, or even Ross might be a voting member.
I'd say
and so. He knew how to get Bowie into this, and Howard too. So I think some strings were pulled, some money exchanged hands, and there you have it. Voila.
It says here how to potentially become a voter. While there's no direct sign-up, individuals in the music industry are often invited to join the voting body over time. What happened, I'm certain, were enough of the old whatever voters they used to have died off. They needed replacements. Mm-hmm. Bowie gets, given first of all, he's attended the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions many times. Like, he's admitted to this on the air. And right. as for Hine, I have no fucking idea. I'm sure he paid for the process. I'm sure.
He was just Bowie's plus one.
Yep.
His date to the prom. That's all it was.
I believe so. Yeah. And Len said something that actually resonates, because I remember when I used to buy British magazines, music magazines back in the day, there's barely any mention of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. No one really gives a fuck about it. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, outside of the United States, I don't Glenn was saying, nobody gives two shits.
No one talks about it.
It's another opportunity to self-congratulate a bunch of elitists, just like any awards ceremony.
Oh yeah.
All the fashion weeks that they have in New York and Milan, and they're all just elite parties that we'll never be at. Mm-hmm. The Hamptons, same thing, Palm Beach. So it's a huge circle jerk of money. That's all.
Yeah, it's a lot of hoo-ha about, and the only really good thing that sometimes comes out of it is those Rock and Roll Hall of Fame jams with legends getting together, like that Prince performance, in 2004 when he got inducted and he played on that George Harrison song, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and that's got that, like something like that. They're hoping for every fucking time. Rob Halford singing Jolene with Dolly Parton. I mean, right? I mean, like there's certain things that somehow move the needle, and that's what they're hoping for. At any rate, we're going to go with April 21st. That is, the first clip is called "Cone Chaos in the Fishbowl," and you know what we're talking about.
Yesterday, did you have a wristband?
Yesterday, I didn't even try. Well,
let me understand how it works.
Yes.
So you work here, and you're walking around in the hall, and then a security guy says, "Hey, you, don't walk here." Is that what happened?
Yeah. Can you use the other way? Can you walk around the other way? I'm like,
Jesus, man, I would blow a fit. You know me, I would not put up with that.
And listen, yesterday, Devil Wears Prada 2. Big deal. I totally understand. That I can justify. Is it annoying? Yes. If it were like one out of,
but let me ask you something.
Yes.
Well, who's the big deal there that they got to keep protected so much?
Well,
Meryl Streep?
So hold on.
Most people work here wouldn't even know who she was.
What an asshole. Holy fuck. First of all, I didn't even know there was a sequel. Did you?
Yeah, I did. They've been promoting it quite a bit.
Wow.
In the past month or two. I've seen a couple trailers.
I actually liked the first one.
It's a chick flick, but it's, I don't know. Like, Meryl Streep is really good at being a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
So whether that's natural or learned, who knows? She was very close with Harvey Weinstein. So
yes, there's
that. But it's just it's one of those movies that's just, if it's on TV, you'll watch it, or I don't know. For whatever reason, they're milking it, just like they did with Sex and the City, and they're going with this one. I guess it's a 20-year anniversary, so we're supposed to believe that this crew's all still together. Okay,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And they've got Anna Wintour as part of it because it's based on her.
Yeah.
So whatever. I mean, Sirius was promoting it.
Yeah.
They probably paid them to come there and, bring in. They had a bunch of influencers. If you have like 150,000 followers, you can come in and be a part of it and stream it or take photos, do all that. Yeah. So they got basically locked out of the lobby. And it's the same thing Howard used to do to everybody at Sirius when he would come into office. And now it's being done to his people, and he's not even there. So I don't see why he doesn't have a bone in the game. So why does he care?
Well, yeah, it's just, you know what it is? It's JD, I'm not doing anything for JD, but if you attack JD, you're attacking me. But like if you forbid him from walking around, you're saying that I don't have enough. That's showing me exactly how little clout I have anymore.
Exactly. Even Bowie, gets told, like, you got to go the long way. Sorry, bud. Yeah. But the funny part is coming up where Andy Cohen has his whatever it is, summer beach house or some stupid show that, sorry if anybody watches it. I just don't have time for those reality type shows.
Yeah.
And that was what Wiggy got more mad about. So we'll have to hear that.
It's not even that anymore. They did this for people for Summer House, this dumb Bravo show. We needed dress bins to go be out in the lobby for that.
Summer House?
Exactly.
What is that, a reality show?
Yes.
They should interview them with Jeff the Vomit guy and the West of the Wag Pack. What are you talking about? I mean, they blocked off security for Summer House?
There was like a bar there.
Oh, and but that was the other thing. Why is he shitting on Meryl Streep after he talked her up so much? And it just kind of, and he went to, he famously, she kind of glazed over, her eyes glazed over when he was trying to converse with her.
Yes,
he bored her to tears. Now, why is he doing it? Because he's a petty bitch, and he remembers, like, as soon as he feels there's a slight, he will toss you into the bin just as soon as sing your praises. He's that petty.
And he probably couldn't get her or Anne Hathaway for any interviews to promote the movie.
Yes.
Instead, the Fishbowl got him, and he's being a pissy, bitchy queen.
Had for them, I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Why does Andy have to do his show in the glass? I love Andy. Let's not get this wrong, but why is he for Summer House? Why has he got to be in the Fishbowl?
Listen, I like Andy too, but this place is. He's turning this place into Bravo XM. It's Sirius XM. I don't want to work at Bravo XM. I want to work here.
Bravo XM. Maybe they, like Anne Hathaway, or like she's kind of like maybe like she didn't want to see any nerds, like she didn't want to see you in the hallway, Maybe they were trying to protect
the only one around here,
I bet they're not making the big deal. Sirius is making the big deal.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sure.
I came in.
Well, you know what it is? They're inviting people from the public up. And so I admire the fact that Sirius is taking it seriously and saying, hey, we're going to have people roaming the halls. We want to make sure we got security locked down. It's mostly for the audience that they have. But I would argue in radio, it is so much better when you don't have a live audience. I know Andy probably doesn't think this way because he does his television show with an audience, right? The late
Watch What Happens Live, yes.
Watch What Happens Live. So he's into it. But really, it's a lot better to just lock it down, no audience. Meryl Streep's not looking to look at, normal people. You know what I mean? She's looking, you know what I mean? Anne Hathaway probably despises regular people.
Well, I don't know about that.
These are elite people who get treated.
All they need is a way,
That's mostly projection. And
totally.
And it's not that he's wrong in a lot of ways. I mean, when you get to that upper echelon, when you start getting that big, yeah, I think you do lose these people lose the eye of the tiger. They forget that they started out as nobody actors and had to, get on a few couches and suck a few fucking Weinstein dicks in their time. I mean, not to say that certain ones of these people don't have talent and whatnot. It's not about that. But the idea that he's I love it. He thinks everybody is like him. He wants to be held on by four people, on a throne or something. Go ahead, walking around.
Well, these people are actresses mostly and actors, so I'm sure they could act gracious enough to take pictures with people. But if you notice, they brought in influencers who are at least a level above like regular schlubs. Yes. So they wanted at least some good looking people there because it is, the Devil Wears Prada. So it's all about fashion and looking good. And they don't want Large Marge coming in from, butt fuck Kansas.
Yeah,
they want, young, hot people that
Well,
may or may not have influence. I don't know. I don't know who is there.
With something like this, first of all, it just also displays, it explains fully to Howard, it displays for him in public how much sway Andy has comparatively. And that's what's getting him really butthurt. Not that Howard,
Right.
but that's the thing, even though Howard is a fruit and he'd love to be all over this film, he's not out gay, so he can't really get something like this. This would be like Sex in the City. He'd love to be all over that, but when those movies were coming out, he was on the downslope then too.
Right. I mean, he doesn't have a hand in any of this. He has no connection. They're not even advertising on his show.
Zero.
So he doesn't have to fake anything.
Nope.
His true feelings can come out. And again, he's not in studio. So what the fuck? It doesn't, but it's his ego that's hurt. It's bruised.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A waiting room and a way to get into the studio and a way to get out of the studio.
Well,
That's all they
Thanks,
need.
Robin.
Yeah. The next, really, Robin trying to like soften the blow here. The number 2, Posh Spice disgusted by Mama Monkey.
So Victoria Beckham was like walking around, and like Gary's like, why is she walking around? But anyway, she's walking around. She evidently had a wristband, and she runs into Gary. Fa-fa-foo-hi.
So she didn't run into me. I'm walking to do the wrap-up show. She's coming in from whatever room they kept her in, and we passed each other, and I recognized her. And again, this might be in my mind, but she looked me up and down, and then she had like this look of disgust on her face. she eyeballed me, and it was almost like, ew.
Well, maybe she thought you were somebody, because now you look like George Clooney, right? Isn't that what you're being told?
Yeah.
Okay, Bowie looks like a little wobbly troll.
Yeah.
He had knee surgery, but if you look at the promo videos they do for the wrap-up show, he's like walking like side to side, not where even he doesn't even do like a caveman forward. It's like a side to side, like an old man shuffle,
like an old penguin.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I don't see the weight loss that he's been bragging about. I really don't. For a guy who's playing pickleball like 4 days a week and microdosing or whatever, he still has a gut and tits. Hind too. Okay, maybe they lost 30 pounds, but they don't look done losing weight.
No,
they don't look fit by any means. It's not enough to notice. It depends. If he wears a dark shirt, it hides it better. But if he has one of those untuck it white ones on and he leans up against a wall or something, he's totally exposed.
Well, if you're going to see a real weight loss, it'll show in the face, especially.
And it's not showing.
And it's not showing, so it's not enough. It's not anywhere near where it's supposed to be. Okay. But the thing is, even with the caps, even with his new teeth, like his new, I don't know, chompers and his new supposed weight loss, Bowie does not look like he's not getting on GQ anytime soon. That's the bottom line, and neither is Hind. At any rate,
but he has the ego of somebody who you would think did all this and deserves total respect and should be like thrown flowers when they walk past you in the hallway. I don't get it.
He's also he's not even considering the fact that, look, you've been associated with the Howard Stern show, which is a shithole for, most people still have that conception of, regardless of what Howard wants to do to reevaluate his image and reassess it and make it all, I'm clean, whatever. People remember him for being a dickhead. I mean, wasn't it Baby Spice, that famous interview where he was such a disgusting piece of shit when Robin was out of the studio? She was trying to shop her fucking shit pilot, and they were left there, and he was so creepy. We still haven't covered that, but we will at one point. She probably remembers that.
Probably. Yeah. I'm sure she has such total disdain for him. Mm-hmm. And she's living the lavish life. She's connected with the royals. Her husband was knighted or a sir. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And she's had a shitty year with her son deserting her for some loosey-goosey millionaire's daughter influencer. I don't know.
Billionaire's daughter, yeah, like, or whatever. Yeah,
Right,
she's
right,
definitely got more money than the kid. But he went that kid went to guns on Instagram and just destroyed, or whatever it was, Instagram or TikTok or whatever. I think it was Instagram, and talked shit about the Beckhams, and the damage control went into overdrive at that point. I remember. I don't know if we brought it up on the show, but if you guys want to look it up, there's posts. They'll be out there forever. There's no disappearing those things.
Yeah, hopefully his billionaire father-in-law will support him the rest of his life, because the kid doesn't have one skill to speak of.
No, fuck no. And the next one, guys, comparing Wiggy to Ed Sullivan.
Meanwhile, I have a good head of hair, and people are making fun of my hair.
Ed's pretty hot stud.
Yeah, why?
Howard is like a wild wildebeest.
Ed Sullivan. He's got that old-fashioned New York look.
And what kind of look does Howard have?
He needs a haircut.
I would say Ed Sullivan.
Hold on. That old-fashioned New York look is a euphemism for Jewish.
Greaseball?
Well,
Ed Sullivan's not Jewish, though.
No, he's not. Ed Sullivan. If it's Sullivan, fuck, that's Irish heritage. If it's anything.
Yeah, he's Irish Catholic.
Yeah, there you go.
Howard Stern's not a good-looking man. I think he looks like an elderly woman.
Ed Sullivan, all the way.
Why?
Howard Stern's hideous. Skeevy.
Really?
He's very skeevy.
Skeevy. I'm the least skeevy guy.
You want to play that video of you dancing over the Dancing with the Stars, or America's Got Talent contestant, where you're trying to fucking sit on his face, dude?
Oh God, there's so many examples. And the thing that's goofy about him is his stupid fake teeth.
Mm-hmm.
His George Washington teeth that just sort of like, he can't even fully smile, and when he does, it doesn't even look natural or real.
Oh,
so
God.
To complain about his looks versus Ed Sullivan's no prize. I mean,
no, God,
he just looks like a normal guy from the 50s, 60s, 70s. With the slick back hair.
The slick back hair, which was such a thing back then, obviously. But he was establishment, and he was. And I'll give you one. I'll give you one further. I tried to get it, but I don't have it handy, available. Like I should have had it queued up. Ed Sullivan was a member of the Friars Club and was at the Don Rickles roast and got up and roasted him. He said, "Here's 2 words I want to tell you." He said something like, "Here's 2 words I want to share with Don. Fuck you."
Nice.
And wow. I go, so this was, and he got roasted. Like everybody took shots at him, and he took it. And and Howard would never ever that's rock and roll, and that he would never let himself do that. And he's attended the Friars Club with Don, but because Don was a member, but he never would be part of that.
Remember Jeff Ross told us that he had to sit up in the balcony rafters so that he wouldn't be a target for anybody's jokes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The next one, finally, some truth bombs.
I can't handle it. It pains me that Ed Sullivan beat me in a looks comparison. I mean, it just goes on and on. It's just 54 more seconds of
Ed
this.
Sullivan.
Why?
He just looks more classic.
And what does Howard look like?
A mess.
A mess.
Yeah, it's a particularly bad picture, too.
The cackle.
Yeah.
It's a bad picture. Like, there's a good one?
Yeah. Well, he claimed that it was the one where half his hand is hiding his face and his finger looks like it's right up his nose for the book cover.
Oh, yeah.
And he mentioned how he had to practice that for hours just to like get a look that would, one eye side, finger gun up on his nose, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
None of it works. It's still, the hair's still fake. I mean, everything is plastic about him that you can see, the chin, the nose, the teeth.
He's Rhea Perlman. He's real like he's a hideous human being. There is no improving his looks. And in fact, I said it before, and I'll say it again for maybe the upteenth time. If he went bald, he would look 1,000,000 times better.
Yeah, even with his droopy dog face.
Yes.
That's all given out. So okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Next one, guys. Charleston Bowie.
Hey now, Howard.
Hey now.
I want to say maybe a month or two ago, a couple months ago, Gary was here in Charleston, and Gary likes to talk. So he was in a restaurant, and he's letting people know that he's moving to South Carolina. Did you know that Gary planned on moving to South Carolina?
Oh my God! You just brought up the funniest topic. I got Nathan Lane coming in, but I'll give you the brief. I'm sitting in a meeting about
2 months ago, probably, Rod. I'm sitting in a meeting. I'm doing my thing with the show. And we got, it's the staff and blah, blah, blah. So someone pulls me aside and says, Gary's wants to move to South Carolina or something. I go, what are you? So, I guess he's retiring. They go, no. He wants to work from South Carolina. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean Gary wants to work? Gary wants to work from South Carolina.
I didn't
one
say
of these
that.
guys. Swayze. I said.
No, I just said I'm looking for a second home, and I might be looking at South Carolina. I never said I was moving.
Well,
there.
I blew my. I said,
he's not. I don't buy that he's looking for a second home. Like he's got money to burn to go somewhere else. I think he's looking to retire. Period. He wants to get and do what Ronnie did, make some bank on whatever like East Coast properties he has, translate that into a much cheaper, maybe even bigger residence back over in South Carolina, and then pocket the rest.
Right. It's a transition home.
Mm-hmm.
So he might carry 2 homes for a while, but he already downsized.
Yeah.
And we know he's probably in the Connecticut area in a smaller home because he sold off a bunch of stuff, whatever, paid off that house.
Yep.
And he's counting on Howard retiring after this contract, according to him, the rest of this clip.
Yep.
So we'll see.
You tell Gary he could move to South Carolina. He ain't work. What is he, retired, semi-retired?
Dude, this is fake news. I didn't say I was going there to work.
Well, anyway, just know I was bad.
Okay, you're buying a house. Okay.
It's an area that Mary and I like. But, listen, I live
South
way
Carolina.
closer.
What are you going to be in South Carolina? Where are you moving to South Carolina?
Great city. Charleston's a great city.
Yes, it's the best city in the country, I would
Great
say.
city, Howard.
Outside of New York.
So what are you going to do? You're going to buy a house there and do what? You're going to sit there?
Well, what do you do in
That's
a
not-
house?
But I don't. But
That's true. You can do nothing anywhere. Why not there as well as anywhere else? I don't know
2
much
mental
about
giants. Yeah.
One of my best friends, his brother lives in South Carolina, and he says he loves it there. They visited him, and they have no problems with the state per se. But and I don't know what the real estate prices would be, but I imagine a hell of a lot cheaper than New York State.
Well, Anthony Cumia is down there, so
Is he?
I guess the real estate must be a lot cheaper. I forget what town he's in. Greenville. I think he's in Greenville.
Okay.
But he was complaining in one of his videos recently that there was like a robbery or a shooting, that in this sweet little old-timey southern town, God forbid somebody stole an expensive purse and shot at somebody and got away. And he was like, he loves to go on these racist rants.
But, fuck.
But the whole idea was not my town. I moved here because I thought it was safe, and now it's not, apparently. But Bowie, the real estate, you can get a lot more land, a lot more house.
Yeah.
And it's warmer. I get it. It makes total sense. If I had shitty knees like Gary and walk like a penguin, I'd want to go south too.
If he's a penguin, he might want to go north. But I'm talking the Arctic Circle. But I'm thinking that it would be more along the lines of like when snowbirds go to Florida and stuff. Like they all want to go. Like you want to. You're thinking of your retirement. Like where you want to live when you're older. So Ronnie going to Las Vegas, where it's more arid, but not nearly as cold. And cold is the killer. Cold on the bones. You can't get rid of that as an older person. I totally understand that. I mean, now getting up there, I fucking loathe the cold. I have for like 15, 16 years, and I've never liked it really. But people go, "Oh, you're Canadian. You should be used to it." Cold's cold. Fuck, it doesn't matter who you are, where you grew up. Fuck off. I mean, I'm not a fucking polar bear.
Well, this year was especially cold and snowy in the Northeast, and so him and Mary probably, he just turned 65 in March. He's probably like, "Fuck it, let's get a good place down south somewhere."
Yeah, big time.
Good for him.
Got work. Listen. You still have to come to work.
Right, but when I'm not working this time, you can.
When are you not working?
When you have vacation.
You take as much vacation as I do?
No, but I take enough that it's worth having.
You don't need a house in South Carolina. You're fine.
Maybe that's where I want to end up.
Right, so when you retire, you'll go to South Carolina.
Yeah, but I might not find a house for another year, and then there's another couple. I mean, are you going after the end of this contract? I'm not positive you are, so I just got to be ready.
Listen. I got to go after the end of this contract. It's ridiculous. No one my age is working anymore. I got maybe one friend, Dr. Lou, still working.
All my friends are retired. I'm younger than you.
I know. Why, am I working after this contract?
I don't know.
When am I going to get to smell the fucking roses in South Carolina like you? He's going to 2 Bruce Springsteen concerts. Not
You're fucking enjoying Palm Beach in your multi-million-dollar mansion with 20,000 square feet on the beach.
Yes.
You have your Charleston, asshole. You've had it for years. The fuck? How dare you complain? You've got 3 homes. This chump's only trying to have 2. And they're nowhere close to the size or expense or number of chimneys and helipads that you got.
Fuck no. That carbon footprint is the size of Manhattan. What he's doing, those fucking houses and stuff. For 2 people. Not even.
And he's traveling commercial, not even private jet.
Yeah. There's no question. I mean, there's a certain amount of like, okay, it's like we've talked about this before with Bob, you know, back when we would still do the NPD episodes. I mean, if you think about it, every fucking episode is an NPD episode now. But he's really pissed off because it in his mind it's Bowie's abandoning him.
Well, yes, you've got too much money if this is an option for you. I'm paying you too much.
Right, and also why are you trying
even
to
after
get
the recent?
Yeah, why are you trying to get away from me? That's what he's in his mind.
That's the heart of it. Yeah, exactly. It's how dare you make a move away from me? I want you working all the time, 24/7 on my show.
Right. I want you in New York, even if I'm not there.
Yeah, exactly.
1, 2. He's having the time of his life. Yes, I got word this morning.
Yeah, you got word from me.
Oh, that's right. He gave me the word.
Fuck. Okay, I got word. Yeah, someone informed on me. Gary told you. The next one is called "Definitely Paid for Rolling Stone" article.
I think, Gary, after this contract, I still probably will want to come to work and listen to tapes of how ugly I am.
Hey, Howard,
it's such a great day.
By the way, I know the people at Rolling Stone. If you would like, I probably could get them to change the photo.
Nah, it's too late now. It's out there. It doesn't matter. You know what, Gary? It doesn't matter. That's what I must look like.
That's an admission that if you have enough sway to get a photo changed, which these days it really isn't that complex, then that still it would be unthinkable any other time unless you had an into that piece. So they definitely paid for that fucking piece. There's no question.
Totally. He's got Melina Saval on text. Instant message somewhere.
Right. She's ridiculous. I gave her all kinds of shit on Twitter. I gave it to her on Instagram. I go, you obviously don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, this is clearly, who do you got there that'll put their name to this piece of shit? So it's not, by Gary Delabate, the author, guest
She's
contributor.
The Ratso.
Yeah.
She's their Ratso for Rolling Stone.
Yeah, well, so here's the question. Like, when it comes to why, I'm going to ask you this: why didn't they fucking put the cost behind this when it was still a possibility he'd get on the ballot? Why they do it after the fact? It means nothing after the fact.
I think they realize now that they need to push a lot more longer.
Yes,
like a whole year's worth of campaigning, because just like any other award, you have to campaign for it.
I'm sure Ed Sullivan from the grave was campaigning like crazy, and he still won.
Yeah, he's dead 40 years, but somebody had his name out there that wanted him in.
Now, this is Dino on our Facebook page, and in case of those of you wondering on Patreon, like some people when they do and they cancel their subscription and they have an exit survey and they fill out Jim Fix wasn't as active as I thought he would be, and it's like basically like there's not as much interaction, and I have to stress we do a lot of the interacting on Facebook as opposed to Patreon, but Raven does a great job of contributing, responding all the time on any format. But it's 4 things I got to respond to it's 5 things if you count social media. And so it may take me a while to get caught up, but I eventually do, especially with the comments. So with the thing of Howard Stern and like Ed Sullivan, Dina was talking about, well, at least Ed Sullivan, we talked about it. I said, at least Ed Sullivan platformed Elvis and the Beatles and all these things. And yes, he was one of the only games in town, but he was revolutionary. How many people first saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan, first saw Elvis, first saw all these bands? He put all kinds of acts on. Howard would be the kind of person to say no. I mean, he threatened to boycott the Goo Goo Dolls unless they played in studio.
Right, for the gay prom.
Right.
So, yeah, Ed was huge on, black artists, especially like the Jackson 5 and I can't even
Soul
I don't
artists.
even know.
It would be like James Brown. It would have been like Jackie Wilson or anybody,
Yeah, clearly Ed was before my time.
Yeah.
I'm just, all I can watch
same.
are clips.
Right.
So there's that. But like he was told not to touch or hug or interact with those acts. And he didn't care. He's like, fuck you. I'm going to give them a hug. I'm going to shake their hand.
Yes.
I'm going to go tell them, great job. And so that was almost revolutionary for that time period because it was unheard of in a lot of cases for, hoity-toity whitey to go mingle.
Yeah. Well, it's anyway. It makes more sense if you really give a fuck about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The next one is called. This is based on now the Nathan Lane interview that he did. Nathan Lane came in, and I thought for the longest time, based on an Artie clip, that he was not out, but I guess he's been out since 1999, and it was the killing of Matthew Shepard, the infamous high pitched Mike, the Matthew Shepard case that he brought up on the air. When that happened, he came out, and he's been with a guy for, I don't know, something like 17, 18 years or something like that. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. They've been together 20 years. No, 30.
Maybe
30 years since
so
96 or so. Like they.
As soon as they could get married, they got married.
Yeah. Like the guy kind of stalked him at Broadway shows.
Yes.
And then they met in a bar allegedly and went on a date and hit it off. So they've been together like 30 years, but married for 20, I think.
That's what I saw.
10, whatever they could, they did. Yeah. Now, poor Nathan had 2-hour interview today from 8 to 10.
Fuck.
And he walked into an immediate therapy session.
Yeah.
It was the most depressing thing because he overshared a lot. And by overshare, I mean he gave a lot of details about his mom and dad and drinking and manic depression and him as a kid. Now, some of it I clipped, some I didn't, because the reason I clipped it isn't because it's funny. It's just to give a little bit of insight into a man who was 100% honest in an interview and just, makes him likable in a way.
Sure.
I don't know that he's not likable. I've never heard that about him. All I'm saying is it's just some insight. And like he was just dishing out the sadness for Howard, and Howard was just eating it up. Yeah. And so the beginning is that, but then the rest of the clips get a little funnier. So just bear through that. And it was a snore fest after that because he just talked about all the shows that he's done and the producers and the Lion King. I didn't learn anything new.
No.
And most of the names he dropped, Howard wouldn't know. I don't know because I'm not a Broadway person.
Well, Howard might know because he is. He's a closet Broadway person. He certainly knows his show tunes, that's for certain. The thing is, I don't imagine that Nathan would divulge anything that he hasn't already in books or memoirs that he's released, because he has been quite forthright about his upbringing in the last 25 years. Yeah.
One thing, today he mentioned he's writing a memoir today.
Okay.
Or now, currently.
Yeah. Okay. Nathan, have a seat on the therapy couch.
And then they got him a job working for the city, and then he started drinking. He developed a serious drinking problem, and eventually drank himself to death.
Yeah, well, when I was reading about your life, to me it seems like really sad, your home life. I mean, maybe that wasn't your perception at the time, but first of all, I'm surprised to hear that your mother was able to hold down these really important jobs. I mean, jobs that really required, because she too was manic depressive, and she had
that developed later. I mean, she really had to take over. She was a working mother and raised 3 children, and my father just wasn't there. He was just drinking all the time, and it wasn't.
What's that look like, Nathan? Is it like when a dad is drinking all the time? In other words, he's home or he's at the bar somewhere.
Yeah,
and then he just comes home plastered and he's a mess. And do they fight?
What a fucking stupid question.
Hello.
Use your imagination, shithead.
Is this from after school movies or TV shows that he's watching? Like,
yeah.
Duh. It's
Yeah.
basic. 101, drunk.
Well, I mean, I'm hoping during the clips he'll actually, betray more of his actual upbringing, the way it really went. But Howard's never that. He's told us the same story. He's told us 1,000 different stories. He's told us, anything that change. When the interview comes in, he wants to change his home life to, I don't know, mirror that of the guest to make it seem like, oh, we were like that too. Yeah, I totally get it. And it's like he used to bring up the thing about Ray making Rob Roy's for Ben when he came home, which was standard back in the day for mothers, homemakers, and their dad came home, the kids used to greet them, be there at the door, whatever, and then here's a whiskey sour or whatever the fuck because you had a hard day at work. That was normal back in the day.
Right, the hat, the suit, the briefcase.
Everything.
You come home, kick your feet up, the dog sits next to you. Yeah, it's that perfect American dream life.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I would say that he died when I was 11. And there were a couple of moments where she got him to go to AA, and he would stop for a while. I remember my mother saying to me that I would stay very close to him when he was sober and at home. I would sort of hold his hand and
God, break out the violins, guys. I want to do an Artie. Wah. Sorry.
I'm telling you, it was brutal.
Yeah, it is sad.
But it's sad. Like I do have compassion for him, and I understand.
Yeah.
Like you didn't get dealt a good hand.
No.
So I'm listening, but it just was slow and sad. And it picked up after about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
40 of a 2-hour.
In the meantime, it was wrist-slitting material.
Yeah, here you go. Have some more.
Gloomy projection, guys.
And what is it like for a kid growing up, especially when your father's drinking himself to death? Then your mother becomes manic depressive and has her own issues. Was there a burden on you as maybe the youngest child to sit there and be the jester and cheer your mother up and do anything you could do? What is that? I imagine that's the burden in your life, and that's maybe why you became an entertainer. It was about keeping your mother alive and happy.
Projection.
Sure. Yeah. I think that was a part of it. In the beginning, I just think I was fascinated by it all. But movies and television and, the honeymooners with Jackie Gleason.
Well, what Howard's talking about is eventually when you get to a certain age, it's not it's not one size fits all. Like if your mother's depressed, you're the court jester, and he was no court jester. He was a narcissistic little asshole who needed attention. It wasn't, oh, I'm going to make Ray feel good about herself because I'm such an altruist and whatever. No, you wanted her fucking attention. You would shit your pants to get attention from her.
Exactly. And then when they had family parties, that's when he had to come up with impressions, puppets, marionettes.
Yep.
All that horseshit, dancing around, singing Jelly Beaner.
And a lot of golf clapping for his shitty, his shitty puppet work or whatever it was. Because, how cute and whatever, the cute factor. It's like, people remember Alfalfa from the Little Rascals?
I love Alfalfa.
Remember how he used to sing off key in the Little Rascals? And every now and then when they called for him to sing, it would always be like him off key. And it was kind of funny. He tried to do that as an adult actor in films. And
oh, no.
It was brutal. And they're like, it's kind of annoying when you're 21 doing that and trying to get laughs.
Yeah, there's no charm.
But that's Howard doing Alfalfa, singing the entire rest of his life. Nathan regretting this interview, I bet.
She just, after my father died, and before then, my grandmother had died, her mother. And I think she had kind of a nervous breakdown, and then it wasn't diagnosed for several years, but she was at what was then called manic depression.
Nothing worse than the burden of the child having to take care of the mother.
Yeah, you
bring back Jackie.
Oh.
Posted that. I sent you the link, right?
Yeah. Oh, I saw.
Like nothing with the burden of having to take care of a mother Anyway, I'll play out the clip. We'll have more to say.
Grow
guys.
up very fast, and you become the parent. And my two brothers at that point, I was going into high school, and they were both getting married, and so it was just my mother and I at home. And she went through several years of different phases of manic depression. She'd be incredibly depressed and suicidal, and she just would sit in a nightgown and she wouldn't bathe, and you had to, I would cook and take care of her, and then she would be hospitalized. I can't believe we're going. This is like such a therapy session.
No charge. Don't worry. Yeah. Well, what would you? So how?
Poor Nathan. Like he's going down. What it is he's when he's being asked the question, he's trying to answer it as best he can, and he realizes like the tone of it. And right now he's got to the point where he's like, oh Jesus, I really am oversharing, aren't I?
Right. And Howard just lets him go. He opens up the floodgates. And this is a guy who likes to talk and has lots of story. He's probably a really good storyteller and has, a colorful way of saying things. But in this case, there's no way to color this any better. And it's like he just at that point, he was like, oh, fuck, I got to get out of this. So, he's like, I am in therapy.
One thing Howard hasn't learned over the years, like you'd think he'd go back to his roots and make it quick, because back in the days when he had, advertisers, he had to make sure things were quick and on schedule, and you have to read this live read and blah, 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 and take breaks, station breaks, whatever. When you think of your favorite interviews, are they your favorite because they were really long and tedious, or because they were great interviews and you didn't even care? Like a good interview made you want more and didn't get more, but you were happy with what you got.
Right. The witty repartee between them and the jokes or things I didn't know, or just usually the funny stuff would always get me. It was just, things that you wouldn't expect to hear come out of that person's mouth were always fun too.
Oh, absolutely. So I love this because you got a whole bunch of them, and I didn't highlight I didn't capitalize the no's, but I know what you were going for. Let the no answers start raining down. So there was a good chunk of them that'll go into a future theme.
That was all I could clip.
Do you think when you started drinking, do you think, again, I'm playing pop psychologist, but do you think you started drinking because of your anger with your mother and your father for not being able to take care of you?
No, I think, well,
I can play the rest of it, guys. Hold on.
It's more complicated than that. I don't think it was that. I think initially, for me, it was probably a social lubricant. I was a shy person.
He was a closeted gay kid. Like that's,
right.
I can tell you that, God, 40% of the gay people I know had issues with alcohol during their life. And it wasn't just because, okay, well, that's 40% of people, not just 40% of gays. No, most of them will tell you they were not out, and they drank because they wanted to be out and they weren't free. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them one bit for being, using it as a crutch.
Not at all. It makes perfect sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Homo projection. Next one.
And I hadn't dated in high school, or I was still. I didn't know what I was doing, and then sort of I knew I was different than the other boys. And
you never tried to date a girl to just see what the hell you did?
I did.
But it was a disaster?
Well, I remember...
It's a disaster. Like yours?
Right. That was the whole point of that, was that Howard, every relationship he tried to have early on, either they totally flat out rejected him, or the one woman we heard used him just for sex, but she didn't even want to be his first.
No.
So
yeah,
these were the circumstances.
Well, do you know that the psychological? I can't imagine being told that by a girl. Like when I was still a virgin, like I don't want to be I don't want to be in your mind. Do you know how that devastating devastated I would be if I ever heard that? And someone actually thought to tell him that. A female actually said, "I don't want to be locked in your head because of who he is."
because he is clingy,
Yeah.
and probably she could sense that before they even got together.
Yes.
That he thought she was his girlfriend, and he was probably jelly beaning her for
Yes.
attention like he did his
Oh, yeah.
mother. He
Yeah.
just misplaced it onto her, and
Uh-huh.
she was like, whoa, 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 if we do this, I'm still gonna fuck other guys, and we're not boyfriend, girlfriend. That's
Yeah.
it. I don't even want to be in your head.
Yeah.
None of
don't
that.
don't
So-
confuse this into something it isn't. Well, that makes the whole Allison got to get that beard cover right away, and the parents kind of pushing for that so much more logical. It makes it so much more believable that was the way it went.
Right, because Ray was sick of him. She
Yeah.
did not want him at her skirt hem, tugging away all the time, like, mommy, pack me up, mommy, do this, that, mommy,
But
get
they-
me undergarments for Allison. Like he still leaned on her even after he was married.
But
Ray was still roped in.
She also didn't want him going gay. And this
No.
is like that was the key. Like, to me, that's the crux of the whole Allison thing. It's not like, even if he is gay, he's married, that's the cover, fuck it. As far as we're gonna will him straight. That's the way this is gonna go. That's the way I think it went, and that's the way I think they pushed for that. That was the mindset back then for at least Ray, if not Ben. I'm sure Ben was a little more realistic.
Do you remember when he got married to Allison? What year? I mean, if he went to college
Young.
in 74, graduated 76, they got married shortly after college, so it would have been late 70s, correct?
I think so. Yeah, and before
Was-
he started out on his job quest. So let me see where it says here. Personal life. There we go.
Because
He
my
married-
thinking
yeah,
is
19
this.
I think I was right. 1978. I was thinking in my head summer, but June 4th, 1978, he married her. So he was 50. So sorry, he was born in 54. So he was
Right.
28 years old.
Was AIDS a thing back then?
It had started in the late 70s, but they called it GRID back then, gay-related
Okay.
deficiency or something like that. And it had started happening, in San Francisco. It popped up, and again, no one was quite sure what it was, but there was definitely something in the gay, culture that was happening.
With that generation, the great generation, they're beyond the boomer generation.
That's right.
But I'm sure Ben read all the news about what was going on in the world and told Ray, like, he can't be gay because he'll die from this disease that the gays have.
Mm-hmm.
And now they also had cousin Stacy, and who
Yes.
knows what was going on with him.
Yep.
But that's just another thing I'd like to add to the pile of reasons
Mm-hmm.
why they wanted him married up.
Yeah. I think it's like, if you want to get, and it's all conjecture, guys. Obviously, we don't have proof, but if you want to add it all up, it makes perfect sense. The next one, do you hate your mother? I love these fucking clips.
Do you think that, I'm just curious, because when you have a difficult mother like that and a difficult father, do you hate your mother on some level? Do you just despise the fact that you didn't have anything to do? I mean, yeah, you knew she was mentally ill. She couldn't control that, but is your resentment so strong? Like, I needed a mother, you weren't there for me, kind of thing. Do you?
But she was there for me all through my childhood. She was the one. She was the one going out and working and putting food on the table,
And let's be honest,
Yeah, Nathan.
Ray was there for Howard. Like whatever
Totally.
we think of her, and it's like, I was thinking more along the lines of Bowie's mother. Like I know he loved her,
Oh,
but she,
yeah.
I do believe he loved her as a mother, but understood also at the same time she had these problems that were beyond him.
Well, Howard claims that his mom was depressed and took antidepressants and then was riding the bike on the highway or some bullshit. And
Right.
that's when he would have all the whiskey sours in the garage and the cigars and the ladies, whatever. But he did say that she was depressed. He claimed his mother was depressed.
Right.
And that all she talked about was her family and the Holocaust and one pair of underwear and one pair of shoes and a grandfather who didn't want her when her mother died. And
Right.
so he always gives the sob story, but I think the resentment is more now than ever is because she won't leave him. He
Yes.
can't shake her.
Yeah.
And she's still going.
Yep.
Keep going, Ray.
Oh,
But
Ray.
she's gonna hit 99, I think, just like Ben.
Yeah, I think Ray is
She's
playing
free
she's
now.
playing the long game.
Totally.
Just love it,
And I
yeah.
love every day of it.
The next one, guys, adjacent anger.
I find myself angry with your mother for you.
Really?
Because,
Are you?
because I read that when you came out to your mother, you were like 21 years old.
Oh,
She
here
said,
we go.
I read, yeah. She said to you, I would rather you were dead than you be gay. And to me, that is just heartbreaking, and it's it makes me cringe. I mean, it's
you have to understand, this is another generation.
See, okay, that is the correct answer. That's the correct answer. I'm not saying what the mother said was justified, but you have to understand way back when that was completely unacceptable. And Howard, well, how old is Nathan, by the way? Is he the same age as Wig?
Oh.
Or is he a little older?
70, I want to say. Let me look.
Because he's definitely up there.
Hold, please. Processing.
Yeah, he's 70. You're right. 1956.
Okay.
He's just over 2 years older than Howard. February 3rd, 1956. So he's right around that, almost, but he's in the same generation, exact.
Right. And his parents were the same generation as Ray and Ben.
Yes.
So to them, they would have rather him been dead than gay.
Parallel.
No.
I don't think that here's the thing. I guess, because Howard talked about Stacy, his cousin, ages ago, and like he said, like, oh, they were really supportive of him, but he said also many times, my mother could not tolerate me being gay. Now I don't know how much of that was perception or how much it sounds to me like it was the truth. Like, it's okay for Stacy because he's our nephew and he's a good boy, but he's not our son. Like, the shame is on my sister or brother or whoever, whoever's got him. That's what they'd probably be thinking, but and I think Howard's probably could figure out, oh, that won't fly in our household if that happens. And think of that. Think of the pressure.
Talk about Stacy behind the sister's back, and he would overhear their conversations because he was a snoop. So they'd probably get back from an event with him, and then they'd be like, "Oh my God, can you believe that guy? How flamboyant he is, or whatever it was. Or my poor sister, she has to deal with that."
Yep.
However it went, whatever their story was.
Next clip, guys. Mind-blowing time. Thank you for clipping this. I know it was short.
Add it to the intros.
Yeah, that's just mind-blowing to me, going through a name change like that and then having to make it your own and really...
What's mind-blowing about it? People, what do you remember the context? He changed his name, or like it was just not, he made his stage name his what?
He was Joe Lane.
Okay.
Joseph Lane.
That's
And
nothing.
somebody already had that name. So like any standard show business agent, they get him a new name. I don't know why he picked that. He didn't say. Who cares?
Look, Gene Simmons was Chaim Witz. So that doesn't
clearly
fly on the marquee. It's just like nothing ethnic about it. It's literally, it doesn't sound appealing to like Anglo audiences. And that's what in the business, loads of people have changed their stage name, rock stars especially. I mean,
right, probably 50% of the show business crowd has changed their name.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
or shortened it or used their middle name. But they usually go for something flashy and memorable, something
and short,
that stands out.
Typically something that like sticks out. Like it's like Cary Grant. Cary Grant's real name was Archie Leach.
Okay, and Kid Rock isn't really Kid Rock, so you just come up with a stage name.
Yeah, sorry,
not mind blowing.
Archie Leach, by the way. That's the same name as the character on Fish Called Wanda, John Cleese's character. The next one is called Aren't Movie Sets the Best?
He was, obviously a comic genius and a wonderful actor, but he was such a kind, sensitive soul. And
Robin
what
Williams.
happens in Hollywood? Do you go through a depression after you make a film like that? It's a great set. You're working with Robin Williams. You got Mike Nichols. Do you when you have to leave that crew and that gang that you've been with, and it's a positive experience, do you emotionally go through any kind of withdrawal?
Why? It's a part of the life. Is you're always.
He's trying to poo-poo it, saying like, dude, it's your job. It's like they got to go home. You all got to go home. It's a job.
Oh my God. This guy, he believes he did more than one movie.
Yes.
He really does. He said it again this week. I don't have it in today's clips, but he actually believed he made more than he says in my films.
Yes.
The films.
Right.
No. And Nathan, did you have an assistant carrying around a baby bag with wipes and a bottle and a sippy cup for you too?
That was the best.
You missed that?
Do you know what, at the end of the day, do you know why he really loved that whole movie experience? Because he didn't pay for it.
No. Okay. And him and Ralph could play grab ass in a trailer, and he didn't have to answer to Allison. He didn't have to hide in the basement. They got a new place. It was like being in a hotel and hotel sex, but it was trailer sex. Perfect.
Right. Yeah, movie trailer sex. So the next one, no mentoring. No mentoring. Sorry.
One of those people I'd really want to sit and talk to about the business. Yeah. Does anyone ever look to you to be a mentor?
No, but
no. Wow.
The next one, guys. No changing.
Have you ever changed a performance based on a negative review of a play?
No.
That's perfect. Like
I love these.
lightning fast. The next one. No regrets.
Performing it over and over again, and it's grueling because Broadway, 8 shows. With that, you're singing a lot. It's tough on your voice. You've said you developed polyps at that point. It was really kind of physically grueling. Were you praying that somehow you could just get out of doing it? Was that what is that what you were saying? Like I don't. This is almost like golden handcuffs. It's a huge hit. I can't leave.
You're trapped,
but I want to leave. Trapped in a hit.
Yeah. No, I mean it was an extraordinary experience. It became.
It's worse than no. It's projection / no.
And for reference, it was about the producers working with Matthew Broderick, because I guess that was a very physical show. I have no idea. I didn't see it.
I'd say it was, yeah. And the next one, no amping.
Block out a lot.
Do you think you amp it up when Meryl Streep? Because it's Meryl fucking Streep. I mean,
I know, the greatest of all time. No, I mean it's not that. I mean you're just.
No.
Well,
great job, Nathan.
This is first of all, you sent me the screen cap of it was the Bring Back Jackie when we're still talking about the Andy Cohen stuff. Breaking news, fresh from being denied the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Ahmet Ertegun Award. Howard Stern is now all butthurt that Andy hosted Anne Hathaway at Sirius XM for the Devil Wears Prada the Devil Wears Prada event. Andy likes that sort of thing. So does Howard. Now, so it's not a bad question. Like, do you amp it up do you amp up your performance because you're working with so and so? It's actually not a bad question if that's the first interview you've ever done with a celebrity. But, when you've been doing it for 50 years, it's a stupid question because people in the business, especially someone of their certain stature, you don't change your level of performance because someone else is there. You might work better with somebody because they're that good. Like think of True Romance, that scene between Dennis Hopper and Christopher Walken. And it's like a seminal, like a really, people have been talking about it since it was ever released. And they both talked about the scene. Both actors talked about it. And I think Dennis Hopper said, Chris is a great dance partner.
Yes. Those guys are great actors. My gosh.
Yeah. And so like, they're basically two guys doing their thing. But do they work well together? Yes, obviously. That's all. But to just ask him like, "Oh, do you turn it on because Meryl Streep is there?" Fuck off, dude.
And the funny thing is, he doesn't even realize, based on the other conversations in the interview, that Martin Short and Meryl Streep, who are dating, were good friends of his. That he's been to parties with them. They hang out in their little social elite circles. And for especially, people you're friends with, you're not amping it up. Mm-hmm. You're trying to make sure you hit all your marks and your lines. Yeah, I get that, but you're not. I don't know.
Martin
he's
Short
just always
Martin Short and his wife used to host a bunch of like Thanksgiving and Christmas parties that like before she passed away, they would have these Mike Nichols would show up, Steve Martin was when he was dating somebody would show up, Tom Hanks and his wife would show up. It was a pretty high energy, high big name function, but it was literally in their home. It wasn't, it wasn't a big. It was a certain select crowd, whatever, but they got together. And Meryl Streep would have been in on some of those things. So that's not, and good for Marty if he's, he's been, as far as we know, single for a long time since his wife passed away. If he's getting something out of it, good for him.
No, I think they, let them have at it. I don't really give two shits about them, but it's just the fact that Howard doesn't understand show business or how these people, after being in the business for, let's say, 40, 50 years, there's really no more high in it for them. It's more of like drudgery that you have to go out and perform 8 days a week and you have to do the same thing over and over and you have to give it something so that the audience is getting believable material out of you.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, what I like about, even though I'm not really I've read that Martin Short is a bit of an asshole. Like when he gets at these certain to the hoi polloi, he's a bit of a dick. And when he starts drinking, he's also a pretty bad drunk, so like a nasty drunk. So that turned me off him and a little bit, but he's still very talented. Him and Steve Martin and what's the name? No, it's not Ariana. Who's the one that the Hispanic name that works?
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez, right? Who does the Only Murder in the Building? Only Murders in the Building, or whatever it's called. Yeah. They're keeping themselves relevant in their older age. That doesn't always happen with older actors, comics, whatever. They often end up like fucking Chevy Chase.
Right. They found the right vehicle, the good writers, and they have a huge following. I don't personally watch it.
Same.
But it seems to be doing well, and they keep getting season after season, and they get a lot of big names on their show too.
And it's so you're working now with a friend, not just a coworker. Like it's a friend that became a coworker for the first time. You've got something like Martin Short's never been in anything successful, really. I mean, if you want to call SNL for a couple seasons successful, yeah, okay, fine. But I'm talking movie careers.
Three Amigos.
TV. Well, sorry, what was that?
Three Amigos. And then he does that.
It's a cult. It's a cult favorite, I suppose.
What's the interviewer? Jiminy Glick.
Yes.
That he does. I think he's more famous for that character.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. So anyway, we're going to go into the 20th of April, guys, the Rolling Stone article. That's when that first came out, his response to the article. And you listen to the audio and you can tell he's like, oh, I got to act like a blindside, like I had no idea about this. But this, we started off with this is what PR people do. They're supposed to get your name in the news. They publish articles. Sometimes they're phony. Sometimes they're press released for the purpose of pushing a new project. Sometimes they're just to get you responding to something so you can have control of the narrative the way you want to.
Bingo. That's all they wanted is the narrative. It's almost like, Your Honor, I'd like to present my case to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame of, it's like an essay, 10 reasons why I deserve to be in there. And they hired this lady, Melina, to write it with a little bit more finesse than him and Bowie are capable of having.
But also to add legitimacy to it, as if Rolling Stone is still 1969 Rolling Stone, but breaking, Altamont or something, with actual gonzo journalism and stuff. No, I mean, it's a paid piece, but someone else is going to write it that has nothing, presumably, quote unquote, nothing to do with the show.
Allegedly.
But a puff piece like that doesn't get written by a random author. No one's going after Howard Stern. He deserves to be in there. No one, if it was an opinion piece, maybe, but that's not what that, I just don't buy it. That was just, I'll shill. Who can write this? I will. Thank you. Boom. Here's your money.
Right. And I know they have other articles like in the Blast or the whatever.
The Empty Lighthouse or whatever the fucking bullshit one.
The Huff and Puff for old windbags.
Yeah.
It's just the thing, the timing and, it's so needy.
Yep.
It's so whiny. It's so him to a T.
Yep.
The timing of this, and I'm sure Rolling Stone's eating it up because it's free press for them.
It's
and
great.
Someone else is paying for it and doing all the footwork. All they got to do is just put it out there. And it's not even like they print that many magazines if they do any.
Fuck no.
Okay, maybe a couple people still subscribe for it, but it's all online and it's behind a paywall.
Yep.
Which I don't know what kind of subscriber numbers they're getting, but I can't imagine it's that great.
I'd say it's in the toilet. And just like I read somewhere that Sports Illustrated, for example, which I loved growing up as a kid, the articles in Sports Illustrated were written by real writers for the most part. They've gone completely AI. And when I heard that, I was so fucking disappointed because that was a staple. Like that, there are certain magazines, the New Yorker, the Atlantic, New York Magazine. There were a lot of like famous magazines back in the day that had really good writing, and Playboy was another one. They published excerpts from novels coming out. They'd have guest writers, loads of like big name writers coming in and doing little pieces and stuff. It was great stuff.
Right, and now all I hear about is like it's gone to different media now. It's on video where you have ESPN's 30 for 30, and it's more like reality TV where they'll follow around a team for 30 days and you'll get some behind the scenes stuff. But again, those guys know they're being recorded. So of course it's all going to be PR approved and served up on a plate for us and edited, with certain controls and limits to what we can get. But that's all they're offering anymore. If you really want to see what's inside a team, there's just it's hard to get real dirt. You almost have to go to gossip pages like the Tiger Woods stuff.
Oh,
we recently found out
what an asshole
that his prescriptions might not even be legit.
Yes.
We don't know how many, we don't know what they're for, how many doctors,
he might have
how much he was pill shopping, right? He's Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, y'all. And he just like Matthew Perry, same thing. You can get as much as you want when you have that much money. It's just sickening and without any control over it or somebody to oversee you. And he doesn't want a driver. We know that.
No.
Whatever shenanigans he's up to, I would love to know. Like, was he going with Robert Kraft to the hand job place, to the Wild Orchid East Asia masseuse, like in the strip mall? What's going on? He's got a yacht. He's got all this, but he doesn't want people around. So I'm thinking he's popping these drugs like Tic Tacs. And he's just like, fuck everybody. I'm an arrogant, conceited piece of shit, bitch.
Cheapskate asshole.
It's not even the cheapness. He wants privacy. He wants to drive fast.
He wants to get fucked
do whatever.
He wants to be fucked up. So he's addicted and he's a dick. And he wants that independence. Like, I want to be by myself because but look at Artie. When he would do heroin and stuff, he wanted to be in his house. He didn't want to be, out driving and stuff, but he wasn't above, but I think he had some kind of sense of self-preservation enough to not be drinking while fucked up or doing drugs while fucked up driving while fucked up because, he wanted to continue, be able to be alive to do these things. Tiger Woods would it surprise you if they found him OD'd one day? Not to me.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm just glad he hasn't killed anybody yet.
Yeah.
On the road.
Fuck.
That's my main concern is other people's safety, not his.
Yeah.
Fuck him. I have so much anger for the people that shill for him and protect him and get upset that his private or his life is made public. And that we get the video of him right away. We took a year for Justin Timberlake to get his DUI video. But Tiger Woods, we get it right away. The whole golf world is upset and they're like trying to be all like nice about it.
Yeah.
No, you don't get a pass because you're one of the greatest golfers of all time. You're also an asshole who could have killed people or children or animals, anything that was in that road that day.
Yep, absolutely.
They just gave
ran
me this
over.
article.
Sorry.
Everyone's shocked that I hadn't read this article, but
shocked.
Someone said, I didn't even know it was a whole article. Rolling Stone came
Liar.
out with an article about why I should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I had no idea about. But
Rolling
somebody
Stone
said,
came out
Rolling
with that
Stone.
article.
Yeah. Well, listen to this. I'll tell you the whole story.
Did you hear that? Rolling Stone, really? Rolling Stone. Like it still
Yeah.
has some kind of cachet. Rolling Stone, forget what we read, forget what I said before about the Guardian article. Rolling Stone hasn't mattered since what? Since Britney Spears was on the fucking cover? Since 90210 was on the cover?
That's where he's developmentally arrested.
Yes.
That's where he's stuck in the 90s.
Yep. He seems to think it's still something of note. No one gives a fuck about Rolling Stone anymore. And I got news for you. When I was going through high school and university, Rolling Stone meant even less because other magazines were getting more prominent. New Musical Express, Melody Maker, most of the British rags got all the real good, dirt and best interviews. But Spin was huge. They were getting a lot of articles. Details was starting to get big in the 90s. They kind of took over for a while, really pushing steam. FHM, all these other magazines, which is a lot of fluff, started getting more hype, and Rolling Stone became what they always pretty much were eventually, a corporate hippie rag.
Or your dad's magazine.
Yes.
Not yours.
Not yours.
So when I saw this, someone had forwarded me just a picture of me next to Ed Sullivan. And the headline said, "It's time for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to recognize Howard Stern."
Oh, fuck.
So I figured, I know there's some special vote going on. Maybe I'm up against Ed Sullivan. And the thing that really pissed me off, and I'm not making a joke, Ed Sullivan looks so much more handsome in the pictures than I do. I look like a fucking crazy.
Well, no, first of all, you're a 72-year-old man. What, outside of people in the business, like real movie stars, how many are really concerned about their fucking looks? This dude is damaged beyond any recognition.
How many times do we have to talk about the phony baloney wig? It's ridiculous. Nobody's buying it. Okay, so just shut up with your rock and roll witch hair. No Halloween hair. Nobody cares. Yep. And you're a clown. You're a total clown.
Yep. Next one. Wiggy still believes that Jan Wenner is in charge.
So someone had sent me this article, and I thought it was just a blurb that said it's time for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to recognize Howard Stern. So I
turn the page,
and I looked at the two pictures, and I went, "Oh, that's a nice mention." But I didn't know there was a whole article associated with it. Oh. So I got all excited. I said, maybe Nancy Wilson's right. Maybe this is the year. I didn't see there was an article. So I thought, I'm starting to think about what outfit I'm going to wear to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like, this is getting real. If Rolling Stone,
like a giddy schoolgirl. What am I going to wear to prom? I got to get shopping.
Yeah.
What about
I
my corsage?
need a new bag. My makeup.
Click my ruby slippers together 3 times and go, I'm in the Hall of Fame. This is part of the thing. So he's giving it, I don't know, the amount of fucking, remember the hair awards that went away? Why? Those hair awards, those bullshit hair awards. Why did they go away? Like even he finally realized this is beneath me.
I looked them up. The Grooming Lounge gave him 3 or 4.
Right.
And then they didn't give any to anybody else after that.
Yep.
Just him, those 3 or 4 years. And that was it. It was done.
And that's because that was just pure advertising for Grooming Lounge. That was it.
Well, that's what these clips are an ad for Rolling Stone and him to get in the Hall of Fame. It's a paid plug. He's paying himself to pay back for the damn article that cost him $2,000 or $1,500 or whatever.
Whichever. Yeah.
And to pay the writer.
Yeah.
I'm sure the article and the writer cost money. So let's call it $3,000.
Right.
I think is behind the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So they're putting it out there.
Well, these used to be, yeah.
Well, Jan Wenner is the creator of Rolling Stone, and he's the head guy, and so I went to myself.
He's the head
I don't think so anymore, Howard.
I know, but of course he is.
You don't know.
Just don't say it.
Oh, you mean they say it behind
Yes, of course. And Jan's son is involved.
Who should we pick?
Please, if Rolling Stone says Howard Stern should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's their Hall of Fame. So I said to my wife, I hope you got an outfit picked. She goes, what do you mean? I said, we're going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but I'm going to go. If they induct me, I'm going to treat this very seriously. I'm all set up.
So I love it. So wait a minute. Is it possible this article was manufactured and intended to go in before the voting was done, and they put it in after the fact because they realized, like, no, we're not. We'll take the money, but you're not getting in. And by the way, here's the pointless article you paid for, shithead, not doing anything.
Well, they waited to publish it once it was announced Ed Sullivan was going to be the recipient this year. So Bring Back Jackie posted it, I think, last Friday.
Yes.
And I couldn't find anything, but it came out like the day after. So he had some kind of inside info that he got that found out it was Ed. Well, the next day that comes out. And then what do we get? We get this article like a day later.
Yeah.
So either they had this in the chamber ready to go.
Right.
Or it was a reactionary piece to him not getting it.
I would say it's a reactionary piece, knowing that he wasn't getting in, because you also just don't suddenly find out, oh, I'm not getting in. They tell people well in advance because they're going to make travel arrangements if they're coming to Cleveland or wherever the fuck, or LA if it's going to be in LA, whatever the fuck. You have to, they got to write a speech, whatever the fuck that means. Probably AI most of these days. Most of these idiots, and they can't
somebody
just
to induct.
drop it on them. Yes, that too.
Yeah.
And who's going to induct him? Bon Jovi? Hopefully he'll sing. Fuck.
Oh.
How bad. By the way, thank you, Jonathan Levin. He said, laugh out loud for real in that episode. Me and Len had so much fun with those Bon Jovi clips. I could do a fucking podcast on Bon Jovi singing alone.
Oh, that was great. I love that episode. I laughed so hard and just...
Fucking Eddie.
Goddamn. Like those... Yeah, I mean... That Eddie was probably one of the worst interviews
I'd say
that he's done in the past.
I'd say it was worse
10
than.
years.
I agree with someone who said it was worse than maybe Huey Rocks. It was worse than the Robert Plant one because that ended. This one was interminable.
Oh, this was worse than the other two interviews he did with Eddie and then the band.
Yes,
because at least in those you got some music out of it. This had no music, really. He strummed a little bit, but he didn't play anything.
No, he didn't. It was like in how bad the Paul Simon was, where music was concerned, because he didn't play anything. And I don't know if that was because he hadn't planned on it or it wasn't arranged. Because as far as you know, there's no like videos appearing on the app, right, featuring Eddie. Are there?
Not that I remember. No. And I think Eddie was high as fuck because he was in Hawaii. It was like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And he hadn't gone to bed yet. So he was probably coming off a bender of, whatever, playing chess with Willie Nelson and playing, smoking green ganja all night.
Yeah. I'd say the fucking chess pieces were edibles. Anyway, the next one, guys, this burns my biscuit.
Anyway,
do you have to have somebody induct you? Did you start to think about that?
Yeah. I started thinking about it. Of course I did. I didn't come up with anybody. Like, no one's good enough. Like, I got to get somebody great. Like, I've seen people do inductions. Like, Jack Black does a great job. Like, Jack Black, when he inducts you, you feel like you're happening.
Well, I was just watching the Mick Jagger's induction of the Beatles, and I thought that was great.
Yeah, it was great, but I don't know if he's big enough to induct me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I don't know if he's got all the goods. And
why don't you get Grillo to induct you, shithead? Did you see Grillo on Reddit? Someone posted a video of him. I guess he's back to podcasting.
Yes.
Richie Wilson did an interview with him, and which I'm sure was just Richie, giving him a mercy fuck, because Richie hasn't been doing interviews for a long time, and at any rate, he said something like, "Guys, you shouldn't watch Stuttering John because you're watching a guy, really self-destruct, but anyway, you should go watch him." Like to see what's happening. It's like, dude,
watch him so you know not to watch him.
Don't watch him so you shouldn't. It's almost like he was conflicted in his head, like, but he was just too stupid to just stick to a lane and say, "Look, don't pay him any mind" or something. Instead, he goes, "Look, don't take my word for it. Go and watch it and see for yourself." Which is it?
Yeah, it should be like, this is a cautionary tale, boys and girls, of what not to do with your life when you get to be 60 and washed up with no family, no nothing. Everybody's left you in life, and you're still scrambling to grabbing at clouds, trying to latch on to anything you can.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, to stay off of that top shelf liga, the next one, guys, this is insufferable.
Yeah, I'd be honored if he inducted me. So anyway, I'm starting, like, I never took it seriously. I'm not going to be in the fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but all of a sudden, I'm like, hey, maybe this is a real thing. Maybe I'm going to be honored. I mean, I never get honored for anything.
So the guy who eschewed music in favor of hearing his own fucking shit, compression-laden voice, rather than actually play music or even bring musicians in, for the most part, wants to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let me make sure I got all my ducks in a row here. Fucking idiot.
Yeah, the man who preyed on handicapped and disabled and mentally challenged people to make his dollars, make his bones, and then, throwing baloney and hitting women with fish and bringing in Daniel Carver of the KKK. It's just the blackface. There's so many things. People just, the short-term memory. And it's like, yeah, he can say he's evolved, but none of that had to do anything with music. It was all about, dumber than a box of rocks. And then there was,
Conqueror, retard is now Conqueror, and
it's just wrong, where you have fathers and daughters getting naked or some bullshit.
Yeah.
It's, the lowest of the low. Like this was we liked it because it was
nothing of the sponsors, Ashley Madison.
Oh, right.
Oh man.
There was a reason we liked it, because it was gritty and dirty, and like it wasn't just people playing music on the radio. We liked it because of that.
Right.
And then he's pivoted.
Yeah.
And then he tried to become the greatest interviewer. And we've proved this over and over. He is the worst. But he's going to, position himself as such, as the greatest. With all the mother hunger questions you can imagine.
Man. Oh yeah, the projection.
All the revenge.
My favorite thing is, when you start putting together, you go through a YouTube wormhole. You start watching the Chris Farley show. Dude, that Chris Farley show was just Chris Farley putting his insecurities on camera and saying, like, "Do you like me?" Like, it really. That's kind of why people really enjoyed that sketch, because you saw a piece of Chris Farley actually, and yeah, they were funny because he was a funny guy, but. When I go through every subsequent wiki interview, he really does make the Chris Farley show look like, he was Charlie Rose or something. I keep thinking these interviews are going to get somewhat better, and I go like, no, they will only get worse. Mm-mm. Only. It's like it's a spiral downward into, I don't know,
circling the drain,
negative numbers.
Swishing down the toilet. That's all it is. It's just a turd he tried to polish, and it's just flushing away until we get another one next week.
Yep.
And Rolling Stone is saying it's got to be real. I love Rolling Stone. So
no.
Then I come in this morning, and the guys will say, "Hey, there was a whole article about this." I go, "Yeah," and they go, "First of all, the Black Crowes did not get in." I go, "What?
What?"
They're out of their fucking minds. I mean, the Black Crowes, I thought they were shoo-ins. I said, man, that'll be exciting. They're such a great band, and they're so, Chris and Rich are so fucking talented, and they've written great songs, but sure enough.
Nope.
I don't know who votes for this shit. I know I voted, but I don't know. I don't think my vote really counts. It's like they have a panel that really decides.
Your Honor, I object.
Yeah.
We've proven that he threw away or deleted his email because it was too much work, and he's too much of a lazy piece of shit to actually do the voting. And I guess maybe, with the assistants are hard to come by, good assistants these days.
Apparently so.
Right, Leslie? So he's probably just flying, with one less assistant on his schedule these days.
And you can't count on Beefus because she's been vomiting on the keyboard, in between wine bottles. Next one,
she's
guys.
busy using cat's eyes as olives in her martinis.
Oh, fuck yeah. The next one, guys. More bullshit paid for by Buchwald.
says here, Gary, should I read the article? I think it's too long. Can you give me the highlights?
I want to know the highlights. Yeah.
If it was a paragraph, it would be too long. Oh, fuck.
The article is that Ed Sullivan got in this year, but Howard should get in next year. They talked about that you spent countless hours interviewing people. But the big thing I got from the article was they said that Howard's so into music that it's just not enough to interview them, that he really wants to understand the mind. So he took up the guitar, and they said he went from being an okay guitar player to a pretty good guitar player. And then they did put in a link to his hit song, Smell My Tuchus. That's true. They really did do that, Robin.
Yeah.
And but
hit song, Bowie? Hit song.
Okay. First of all, he's not even playing guitar in that. It's Steve Nowicki, and then it's Richard on drums. He didn't even write it. He sings through it. Okay.
Stolen
I'm
riff
losing
Fowler.
my mind. I can't take it.
Oh man, you know it's actually kind of sad how much he has invested in this whole push to get him into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know, like the Radio Hall of Fame is not enough. I give him the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Next is an Academy Award. Next is this. I mean, he's really struggling with the whole I'm meaningless. He's really struggling with his whole lack of actual sway.
He thought the Bruce Springsteen interview on HBO was going to get him an Emmy.
Yep.
And that thing came in like 135 out of 150.
It was shit. We didn't even cover it. I had the clips. I was going to like break it down, and then I realized no one's going to want to hear this. There's more people that there probably hate Springsteen than like him now at this point in time because of the ticket prices and that whole the bullshit. The bullshit with the ticket prices was a real factor. There's loads of Bruce fans that will suck his jizz from here to to I don't know, Secaucus, but then there's still, but those people are like cult members essentially. They're never going to think Bruce releases anything shitty. But when bands do that and they start releasing overpriced tickets, people they react strongly, and especially in this era, in this economy.
He's going to be one of those guys that when he dies and his fans die, the music's going to die with him. It's not going to carry over into the next generation like a lot. Like Billy Idol carries over. People who I'm trying to think of, like, I know like my kids are late teens, early 20s. So they're listening to, they like 80s music. They like Pink Floyd. They like a lot of stuff that's older and it holds up over time. They like New Order, Depeche Mode, I've taught them well, but they also like Leonard Skinner. They've got a well-rounded background in music and they can decipher. They've never said, Mom, I want to hear Bruce Springsteen, or Mom, I want to hear Bon Jovi. No, that doesn't happen. We use Bon Jovi in a meme fight in my house. He's the joke. He's the butt of our jokes.
But what about Springsteen? He doesn't even touch either of their playlists.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Well, to be honest with Springsteen, I got to say, I didn't get into him until well after, God, I was in my 20s when I finally started listening to like The River, Nebraska, the ones that, really got critical acclaim. And I go, well, let's give some of this a shot because, how can it all be shit? And it was actually a live recording. Live at Winterland 1978, and there's a version of Born on the 4th of July that's really, really good. And Because the Night, which he co-wrote with Patti Smith, that was another entree because I like some Patti Smith stuff. I give her shit because she's an asshole, but some of the Patti Smith music isn't too bad. So I thought I'll give Bruce a shot, and some of it I liked, but I wouldn't call myself a Bruce Springsteen fan. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I understand, but okay, I've got a perfect example. The Talking Heads played Coachella this year.
Oh, yeah.
They have been touring. David Byrne's in his 70s.
Yeah.
He looks phenomenal on stage. He sounds great. And he puts on a show, like a visual screen behind him. He's got like 20 people playing instruments, marching around stage, doing choreographed dances with him.
Yeah.
He's not running and jumping, but that you don't expect that. He doesn't need to.
No.
But his music is being passed on to a new generation, and it holds up. They're loving Psycho Killer and Once in a Lifetime. just as much as we were. But they're like, oh, wow, I didn't know this guy had all these hits. They know the songs.
Yeah.
Or they're catchy enough that they'll put them on their Spotify. Even Nine Inch Nails made it to Coachella, but they called it 9 Inch Noise. I got no time for him anymore. I'm done with him.
Bruce Trent.
that was a phase in college, we'll call that. Yeah, I was young. I didn't know any better. But like, you know, my kids know Nirvana. They know Green Day.
Right.
They know, you know, all, and they teach me a lot. Like I've said it all before. Anyway, we're getting off track.
Well,
here.
no worries. We'll finish the clip and we'll just wrap this up. But it's the gist is I think people will still be discovering Springsteen's music, but not at a level of other artists that preceded him, or that, you know, like certain rock, like Pink Floyd will never not be relevant because there's always going to be a new band name dropping some of these artists. Most of these new bands are never going to be influenced by Springsteen. They're just not because they're not, they can't relate, but because he was almost like his own ecosystem. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't, it existed in rock, but of itself, as opposed to bands that loved and played with it, like Rush name drops other bands named Rush, you know, and then all this, and also they're touring again now with their new drummer. So that's going to, you know, people that thought they'd never see them live now getting a chance to go see them. And I'm sure more power to them. I'm not a fan, but that's going to boost their catalog when they go on tour.
Okay. Well, I know like Tool is another one that holds up in my house. Yep. And for the weirdest reason, I guess, Billy Joel. And,
wow,
you know, a lot of people out there aren't into him, but his music is held up. My kids know his songs. And I didn't really teach them those songs, but I'll put on the oldies station. He'll be playing.
It was organic.
And I'll be like, they just know it. And whether it's TikTok or something, like Bruce doesn't translate to TikTok. No. So a lot of music catches on that way. Not all of it, but it just depends, I think, you know, on different flavors.
Yeah.
But basically they're saying that because you love musicians so much, you went to go find out what it's like to be a musician so you could understand them even more and do better interviews.
I better read this article. I'm evidently a very important person. Years before the Osbournes
you wrote
landed
it
on MTV as one of the defining reality series of the early aughts, Ozzy of blessed memory and Sharon, along with their children Amy, Kelly, and Jack, made dozens of now legendary appearances on the Howard Stern Show. First on terrestrial radio, later moving to Sirius XM. Metal's royal family shared unexpurgated anecdotes about topics ranging from Osbourne's drug rehab, he was going to learn how to drink properly, to adultery. Honest cheating, he called it. To the 19 times Osbourne failed his driver's license exam. Yeah. There might never have been the Osbournes had Stern not pushed and prodded the deliciously wacky rock star family to bring their stories to the airwaves. Hey, do a show, Stern advised, and a show they did. Anyone who listens to Howard Stern, I have.
Fuck that. That's absolutely a blowjob piece. I mean, like, you know, when's the last time they interviewed the Osbournes? In like the aughts?
Yeah, pretty much. When Sharon was promoting the tours, and remember she was fighting with Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah, and later Iron Maiden as well.
All that.
Fucking dick.
A lot of people.
Yeah. Anyway, no, that's just bullshit. Again, that's when it gets to that point. You can't take the reporter seriously if it really was organic, which, you know, and no one's going to want to attach their name to Howard Stern unless it's negative. There's just no way. I mean, that's the reality. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap that one up now. This is, I think, a full and complete episode. Raven has a dedication. She wanted, she's got New Order. Which was it? Age of Consent. Okay. You're going to go with Age of Consent.
And that's in... I just wanted to say that the reason behind that is nothing to do with Howard, but they're my favorite band getting inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. So Joy Division / New Order. Mm-hmm. They got me through a lot of depression through my teenage years and college. So, you know, I quoted them in my yearbook, things like that. They always took me to a place that I could cope. It brought me to
a dark place.
A dark place. No, it took me out of that dark place, and it made me see the world bigger than it really was, and sort of brought on like new philosophies or going down new avenues, and it kind of gave me some hope in some dark times. So
cool. Well, I'm going to go with, again, I thought about this because you want to talk about someone who deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before actually becoming a multifaceted person was Ice-T. I want to dedicate Body Counts in the House. When he went to metal, he started doing metal in the middle of a rap career and successfully, and crowds loving the fucking shit. Saw them live. They fucking destroyed Living Colour. They were amazing. That's awesome. And it was because it was not like they go, oh, it's a combination of rap and metal. No, it's just him being almost like a punk singer. Like he's not a crooner. Yeah. He's not, Tony Bennett doing you remember Pat Boone did a metal album?
Yes.
And he did like the Enter Sandman, the jazz version. This isn't that. This is him going, look, no, I grew up with punk, and I had a cousin who was really into like Blue Oyster Cult and Black Flag and the Avengers and stuff. I want to do metal. And he had people in his bands like, look, I can only put you on the album so much, some guitar on a rap record, because he was trying to give his friends a leg up. And they said, well, why don't you guys just start a band? And they go, well, we need a singer. And then he decided, well, let's go for it. And I love the song. I used to hear it in strip clubs when I was growing up. Like the strippers would love some of the cuts because it was very like beat heavy. So anyway, I'm going to go with that. And I want to thank you for the clips. I want to thank you for the awesome job and the research and everything. And of course, just recording at least. And thank you guys for listening. And we hope you enjoyed, and share it with a friend. And if your friend likes it, tell them to join on Facebook, Patreon, YouTube channel, you name it. Next live chat will be in a little bit, and on to the next Sunday. And we hope to see you guys there for that.
Hi, guys.
Pasta asciutta. I don't say pasta asciutta, I say pasticcio. Pasta, that's what I say. He's a phony Italian, Paul. Who's Italian? Yeah. Phony. Why, you're Napolitano. I'm Napolitano. Sure. You don't understand Sicilia. Altovilla. No, Altovilla. Era stuna mangiata. Sì, ma ti ha mangiata tu. Stuna mangiata, ragazza. L'ha mangiata. È stupado di Santa Capodotto. Stuna